Do you have a Nokia personality? Or maybe a Kodak mindset? Or maybe you're stuck in a rut and have become too complacent and have nowhere to go. You're doing everything right, but you're still losing. I'm going to tell you why this is so and how you can get out of it. But first, let me tell you a little story. So I was in grade 12 and I went to Northwood Boys High. This was back in the day, many years ago in 2002. I remember it very well. It was the start and the rise of smartphones, and it was the in thing to have the latest mobile smartphone. Nokia was the global leader in mobile phones, and they had just released their brand new Nokia 3410. If you remember, it came in a beautiful powder blue cover with a new smart white backlight on the screen so that you could view it clearly in the dark or at night, with the latest version of Snake 2 for all you Snake lovers. Well, I'd done really well in my matric finals, and my parents had bought me the phone as a gift as I was going to university the upcoming January the following year. And I was so excited and so chuffed about it. It was small enough to slide into my pocket, big enough to make a decent phone call, and cool enough to strike up any conversation. It was even durable enough to fall 100 times and still not break and not be a problem, unlike all our smartphones of today. But that was the last Nokia I've ever owned. You see, the early 2000s was the start and the rise of smartphones, and Nokia had ignored the rise of smartphones, while Kodak had ignored the rise of digital photography. The result? They both had collapsed at the hands of the newcomers in the market. They failed to adapt to disruptive technologies, much like AI is for us today. And the sad part is that Kodak actually invented digital photography, while Nokia was the global leader in both hardware and software for mobile phones at the time. Smartphones had now encapsulated both digital photography and buttonless keyboards, which all fit into one very small, simple device. The fact remains, they had both refused to adapt to change and were out-succeeded by those that did. You see, sometimes in your life, you do everything right. Your outcome changes for the better, but then after a small while, you start failing again. You take 2 steps forward, but then you take 3 steps back. We're almost at the end of 2024. Come January 2025, you will hit the gym hard. You will increase your fitness goals. You will work out 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks. And then as you get into February, you will start watching Netflix more often, you will eat a bit too much, you will start getting bored, and then you won't hit the gym anymore. Or you develop a business idea, you might read a little bit about it, do a bit of research, tell your friends or your family about it, but then you do nothing. Then all of a sudden, just like Nokia and just like Kodak, you become complacent, you get stuck in your comfort zone. The complacency leads to arrogance. You think you know better when you really don't, which is exactly what Nokia's top line managers did. You stop having this vision and then suddenly your life stagnates, and eventually your New Year's reinvention fails. Understand this. The magic happens the moment you step out of your comfort zone. You can only discover new oceans if you're willing to lose sight of the shore. Success, in whichever form it takes, is achieved by testing the boundaries of your limitations. Always be open-minded, flexible, and humble to change. When complacency knocks, make sure you're not sitting comfortably. And always remember, only the paranoid survive.